Hi guys, hola. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I have a few things to talk about. So you know those times when you are worried about somebody, you're worried about their mental health, you're worried about how they're doing generally, but you don't know how to start that conversation. You don't even know what to say to them. You don't want it to look like you're monitoring spirit. But you're really worried about this person, be it friend, family, whatever the case may be, but you're not certain how to start this conversation with them. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I get asked a lot of times. I get asked a couple of times. I get asked a couple of times, not a lot of times, but a couple of times. Some people have reached out asking me, Sandra, how do I even start this conversation with someone? When I know there's something wrong, what do I tell them? How do I ask what is wrong? How do I go about that conversation? So today, that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be showing you or telling you a few tips here and there on how to hold a conversation with someone you're worried about. Stay tuned. That's what we'll be discussing. So I know it can be quite daunting or a bit stressful when it comes to talking to somebody about anything, especially their mental health. So the very first thing to notice is check out for signs of distress. All right. So generally, when you're having a conversation with somebody, you're chit chatting, you're talking about work, school, life, whatever the case may be. You're talking about different things. Most of the time we notice a lot of things about people around us. We notice how they smile, their new hair, their new clothes, you like something, you comment on it. So the same thing, but this time you're paying more attention to their body language, you're paying more attention to signs of physical distress or even emotional distress. This is somebody who you've known for a long time. So I'm believing and I'm assuming that when there is some kind of emotional, physical changes, you would notice you're looking out for their irritable mood, especially somebody who's going through financial difficulty, relationship issues, work stress, any of those things. Most of the time, it will show up in our moods, how we interact, how we react to things. For someone who is not easily irritable, you will notice that this person might be irritated by almost everything. They are not interested in having long conversations, or they're just looking out other behaviors that help them cope that is not them. So, but generally, when something is wrong with a friend, somebody you consider a close friend that you're worried about, there's a reason why you're worried. So pay attention to their physical appearance and emotional responses. That's the very first thing to do. Now we've spoken about understanding their physical and emotional responses. Secondly, you want to focus on power dynamics. Now, what do I mean? You need to know your relationship with someone before you can ask them what's wrong or what's going on. Where you ask them, how you ask them, your relationship with them is really important. All right, because something as simple as "Are you okay?" It depends on who is asking and when you're asking. You could be in a meeting and someone says you say something and someone says, "Are you okay?" That kind of sounds like an attack, right? So knowing where you stand with people, know that both of you are on the same footing, know that your relationship with this person is what you think it is, right? That way it helps to put into place or into perspective the questions that you're asking. So also look at your environment that you're asking this question. Is it a friendly place? Is it a place that they can actually tell you what's going on with them? Make sure that this person will not feel threatened by your questioning, or you checking in with them and they will not be taken aback with it. Are you a boss asking your workers questions about their mental health? How about you take a different approach? Go through human resource or look for the person who they are most close to at work and ask them. But pretty much check out your power dynamics. Look at the relationship between you and this person, and if there are other avenues that you can ask them questions, then use that instead. Number three, you have to also check in with yourself. I know. But checking with yourself is really, really important. Why? Because you need to make sure that you are in an emotionally, mentally healthy, stable situation or, you know, emotion to check in with someone else. Are you ready for that conversation? Or are you just asking just to fulfill all righteousness? Are you truly ready to have that conversation if they decide to tell you what the problem is? Are you ready to hold space for them? What that means is somebody's telling you, oh, you know what, thank you so much for asking, I'm going through so much, I'm going through a lot, this, and then they begin to start downloading so many things that are going on with them. Are you ready to hold space, or would you zone out halfway through the conversation? Are you zoning out thinking, this is so new, the problem I'm going through bigger than this girl's own, and so this is what she has been going through since, and she's carrying face. Are you really ready to have that conversation? Are you really ready to hold that space for them? Check in with yourself first. Make sure you're in a mentally stable place to have a conversation with someone else about their mental health. All right. Number 4. Now you've checked in with yourself. You know that you are mentally ready to have this conversation with this person, and you know that you are genuinely going to listen when they talk to you. You're going to try as much as possible to hold space for them. The next thing is to pinpoint why you are concerned about your mental health. What exactly is it that is making you feel this way? Why exactly are you worried about them? Pinpoint that concern of yours. So you ask them, or you start a conversation like, okay, hi, so I've noticed that you've been drinking a lot lately. Is everything okay? I'm worried this is not like you. If there's anything I can help with, can you talk to me about it? That is you pinpointing why you're concerned. You know that this is a very close friend of yours who rarely drinks, right? And now they're drinking so much more. Or, oh, hi, how are you doing? It's been a minute, and I realized that you've been a lot reserved. You've not been, you take every excuse to not go out with us. Is everything okay? Are you okay? Is there anything you'd like to talk to me about? Now, that you start the conversation. Why? Because you have made yourself ready to have this conversation. You have decided to have this conversation with them. You have checked in with yourself, and now you're pinpointing what exactly the problem is. All right, so that way it's not a generic, oh, how are you? Is everything okay? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Right? But it's coming from a place of love, a place of concern. So now you have, the person doesn't feel attacked. They don't feel like, oh, why is this one asking? But they genuinely feel like you truly care, and most likely they'll be more willing to open up to you. So maybe try that. Number 5, I think. I've lost count at this point. But anyway, the next point is to offer confidentiality also while talking to them. Why? That is important, especially in this part of the world, in Nigeria, in Lagos. A lot of people just think a problem shared becomes Instablog's topic. You know what I mean? So, but pretty much just try as much as possible to offer confidentiality to this person. Let them know that you're asking from a place of love, and whatever they discuss with you is confidential between the both of you. So that way, if you say anything, they know who to come and deck or who to come and attack. Just kidding. But generally, try as much as possible to offer confidentiality when speaking. Again, remember the power dynamics. Remember your relationship with this person. That would also play a huge role in them opening up to you. Are you friends? Are you co-workers? Are you colleagues? Are you their boss? Are you their subordinate? Whatever the case may be, that may also play a really big role on how they decide to open up to you, or if they decide to open up to you. All right, so now that you have finally gotten them to maybe open up to you, or whatever the situation may be, the next thing is important. Try to ask open-ended questions and be non-judgmental. Now, what does this mean? The moment someone says, oh, thank you so much for asking. So Sandra, it's been really tough. I had XYZ, blah, 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 blah. And then your next response is that why you've been carrying face? Trust me, that person is going to automatically shut up. All right? Why? Because it's not a competition about what the problem is or whose problem is bigger. It's not a thing of, I don't think that problem is huge enough or is big enough for you to be reacting that way. It's taking them a lot to open up to you. So you would appreciate and you will do well by listening to them. All right. So try as much as possible to not invalidate their feelings. Now, what you're going to do is ask more open-ended questions. So, how are you? What's going on with you? I noticed XYZ did this. What happened? You're not asking questions like, is everything okay? Yes. Have you eaten? Yes. Is something bothering you? No. Those are quite close-ended, but ask questions that are open and would give a room for them to give you more details about whatever the problem is. So if they eventually decide that they're going to talk to you about what the problem is, the next thing that you can do is, Oh, really? When did this happen? They tell you a date. Oh, why? How come? They then further explain deeper. All right, now this is really, really important because it also leads to the next point I'm going to talk about, which is knowing when to offer extra help. Now, it's amazing to just listen to somebody. Why? Because a lot of the times, just talking about whatever problems you're going through, it helps to ease off a lot of burden from our shoulders. Trust me, when you talk to somebody about something that is holding you back, in fact, something that is choking you, when you decide to talk to somebody about it, a lot of times you kind of feel better, right? You do feel better. So it's important that we are able to help them express all of the emotions and everything that they're feeling on the inside, right? So now that you have asked them all of the open-ended questions that you can, and they've opened up to you, they've told you the whole story and whatnot, everything that is going on with them, the next step is important. Do you think this person should see a professional? Do you know any professionals that you will refer them to? So, for example, someone has been grieving, and you're worried that this person has turned to negative coping skills to grieve or to manage their grief, and you're worried about them. Now that they've decided to open up to you that it's been so hard since I lost this, or since I lost this person, or since I lost my job, or since I lost my relationship, whatever the case may be, that whatever it is they're grieving, now that they've spoken to you about it, and it feels, they're like, I don't know how to go about it. I don't know what to do. I can't help myself. You who is asking, do you have resources for them? Do you know any therapists that you can refer them to? Do you know any helpful resources that you can send to them to help them out with whatever issues they're going through? Now, it would be really beneficial for you during that conversation. You let them know, oh, okay, don't you think it's important that maybe you should see someone now, see a therapist so they can help you move through this phase together, and you find healthier ways and better ways to cope with this. So if they decide, I think that doesn't seem like a bad idea, great. Now what is next is, okay, let's look at therapists together, or I'll send you someone who I know. That is really important. Why? Because it's not enough to just say, oh, okay, I've listened to this person, and then you are all on your way home. So what is the point of actually just listening? If one, they didn't feel heard by you, they didn't feel like, they just feel like you wasted their time, or they feel like, this thing I just told this girl, am I going to regret it? Right? So it's important that while you are talking with this person, and they've told you what the problems are and all of that, it's important and it's great that you are able to help them find a solution, help them find resources to help them out. All right, so you can find a couple of therapists. Also, you can even pay for therapy sessions for them. That is one thing that a lot of people don't do, trust me. You have a friend and your friend isn't feeling well, you, instead of just sending them a care package, you could send them a care package, and in the envelope it's, oh, okay, this is your receipt for therapy sessions with XYZ, I hope you use it. That's a very thoughtful gift. Trust me, whoever the person is that you're talking to would truly appreciate it. That's all I have for right now. If you've ever spoken to somebody and it was a difficult conversation for you, can you let me know how that conversation went? Also, let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please do not forget to leave me a comment in the comment section. And do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Yes, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.